Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Quantifier Plays, and Nintendo has finally held their press conference for the Nintendo Switch. So I wanted to make a video and explain to you guys what I think about it and give you guys some information on the console itself so that you guys can be in the loop of what's going on with Nintendo's new console. So let's go ahead and get specs out of the way. Now, we all know that Nintendo is not very big on giving us exact information on what is inside their console, but we do have a couple things that everyone is going to be interested in. So the screen is 720p. We don't know if it's an OLED screen or LCD panel, whatever, but it is 720p. That will save quite a bit on battery life as well, so that's a good thing. And whenever you plug it up to the dock, it's going to output in 1080p, obviously. The battery life we're going to be seeing is about 2.5 to 6 hours. Now, if we were to have a 1080p screen, we will be seeing much less battery life, so it is understandable why Nintendo went with a lower resolution screen, but that is pretty much solely for the purpose of battery life. And as far as the processor, this is not confirmed, but it seems like we have a underclocked NVIDIA Tegra X1 processor that is a mobile chip, and it is much more powerful than the Wii U, but it's not on par with the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. But then again, we're not really expecting something like that because this is a portable console that you can take on the go wherever you want to go. Now, battery life will vary depending on the game you're playing. Some games are more graphically demanding and hardware demanding, and some games are not that way. But just depending on what game you're playing is going to basically decide your battery life for you. So a game like Zelda Breath of the Wild, you're going to have about 2.5 to 3 hours of gameplay time, and that's with a pretty graphically demanding game. So with things like Mario Kart 8, Mario Odyssey, all that stuff, we're not going to see a 6-hour battery life, but around 2 to 3, maybe 3.5 hours. But that is a portable console battery life expectancy, so that's not really a good thing nor a bad thing. It's more to be expected with a portable console. So that is specs out of the way, and now let's get into the rest of the console. So Nintendo is calling their controller the Joy-Con. Now, the Joy-Con is essentially a PlayStation 4 controller cut in half. Design-wise, it's nothing like that, but essentially there are two separate entities of controller that you hold in each hand, and this is to achieve proper motion controls. So they did show off a game called ARMS, where you punch with your hands, and that's basically how you punch in the game. That's a lot similar to the Wii and the Wii U, so the reason why that they are two separate entities of controller is to achieve motion controls. Now, there's an NFC tag in one of the controllers to connect properly to the Nintendo Switch, and these controllers can be used on the go or while the console itself is placed into the dock at your house. So they did not mention anything about battery life for the controllers. I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but anyway, that's the controller. You can see it as good or bad. It's really personal preference at the end of the day, but that is the controller for the Nintendo Switch. So in conclusion, we have a brand new console that is meant to be a home console and a portable console at the same time. We have a decent battery life, we have a decent processor, and we have good controllers. Now, what games can we expect to see with this console? Well, they've announced several. They've announced Skyrim, not the remastered version, just the regular version. They announced a game called ARMS, which no one really is probably going to care about unless you're in Japan. It's pretty much a fighting game with like extended arms. It's really odd, honestly. Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, excuse me, and Mario Kart 8. They announced some more games, but I don't have them written down. If you want to know about those games, then you can look them up yourself. But that's all the games that people in America are probably going to want to see. The price. Here is something very interesting. The price is $299 USD, or US dollar. And that's going to be a very competitive price in terms of you can get a PS4 or an Xbox One for the same price. Now, to the average consumer, are they going to want a Nintendo Switch at this price? I don't know. That's going to be really difficult to decide for a person wanting a console. But then again, this console is not meant to compete with the other consoles. It's more of a standalone thing, and it wants to kind of innovate in its own way. So that is the Nintendo Switch. It's going to be releasing on March 3rd, 2017 for, like I said, it's $300 US. And I'm really curious to see how it sells, how it performs, and the reviews that we're going to see on it. So is this Nintendo's saving grace? I don't know. It could be, it might not be. So far it's looking pretty good, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. Nintendo needs this to work, because if it does not work, then Nintendo might not be around much longer. So I do hope you guys did enjoy the video, and that I think that this is going to be really interesting. I really do. But as for now, that's the video, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed. Remember to leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.